You in songs of everlasting joy for the gift of life. We have countless reasons to be grateful for the things you have done for us. Show us your mercy this day. We commit ourselves into your kind, loving care. Protect us from all harm and danger. Cover us under your divine canopy. Be our strength in hours of weakness. In our wanderings, be our guide. And may your grace continue to be with us now and forevermore. Amen.
Good morning, Mr. Witness. Welcome back. You may kindly take your seat. Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry, may I remind you once again that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Jonga.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
You're welcome back.
Thank you.
Council, can we please proceed?
Yes, thank you very much, everyone present. Good morning. So, Jonga, how are you?
Fine, sir.
You were asked to provide the commission with the budgets. Do you have them?
Yes, sir.
So can we please see? Where are the original budgets? But these are photocopies, correct?
Yes, those are photocopies, but also you have copies of the endorsement letter from the ministry for each copy of the budget.
Which is also photocopy. Do you have the original?
Yes, I do not. These are
Please,
scanned
please
copies.
increase your voice.
I do not have the original copies. These are scanned copies.
And how can we have the original copies, sir?
Um, I can contact the office for the original copies.
We can't hear you clearly.
I can contact the office for the original copies.
Yes, so we will probably seek to have this admitted, provided that you will provide the original.
Yes, sir. I would.
Madam Chairperson, uh, the witness provides or produces the following documents. That is the Brigadier Council budget copies for the fiscal year 2020, 2021, and 2022. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
And that is in accordance with the cover letter dated the 29th of August 2024, with reference number BSC/388-G, signed by Mr. Modou Jonga, former Chief Executive Officer for Butama Area Council. The first is we have the draft budget for 2020. As approved by the ministry, addressed to the CEO of Butama Area Council dated the 18th of March 2020. We also have the endorsement of the Honorable Minister for the budget for fiscal year 2021, signed by Gomez D for the PS, Permanent Secretary, addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, 14th May 2021, with reference number LM/9/71/02 We also have the approval of the budget 2022, signed by Ma'am Mudo Bah for the Permanent Secretary. The date is 22nd of February 2022. The reference number is LM9/32/01/27. Military Area Council reference number 258/D. Mr. Jonga, do you have the approval for the 2023 one?
The approval letter?
Yes. Is the budget approved?
Yes, it's the General Council that approves the budget, and the budget is sent to the ministry for
Subsequently
endorsement.
approved or endorsed by the ministry?
Yes, I don't think I have a copy of the endorsement letter from the ministry,
Yes.
but I will cite together with the original copies.
Yes, Madam Chairperson, we don't have the approval or the endorsement from the ministry. What we have is the budget for 2023 as approved at the level of the area council. We apply to have these documents admitted into evidence and marked accordingly.
Mr. Jonga, I just want to find out for um, the letter dated the 1st of November from the ministry.
Yes.
The 2021 budget is attached there too. That's the approval for the budget for 2021.
Yes.
All right. And it's the same for the 2020.
Yes.
Now there is a document dated the 14th of May 2021.
Mm.
It has the details of it has let me just confirm whether they are the same document. Okay. They are not really the same. So I'll take them on as different.
The other one is a settle of the budget bilateral. I don't know if that's what we're talking.
We will admit. So you have 2020, 2021, and 2022. Is that right?
Yes, the 2023.
The following budget documents are presented by the witness, and they are as follows. A letter dated the 18th of March 2020 from the Ministry for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs with reference LM 9/71/02 in brackets 56 is addressed to the CEO of Brikama Area Council with the caption Draft Budget for 2020. The letter is signed by Senin Dong for Permanent Secretary and it's copied to the Chairman Brikama Area Council. A letter dated the 14th of May 2021 with a reference LM 9/71/02 in bracket 67 is addressed to the CEO of Brikama Area Council with the caption Submission of Endorsed Budget for Fiscal Year 2021. The letter is signed by Governments D for Permanent Secretary and is copied to Chairman Brikama Area Council and Director of Finance. A letter dated the 1st of November 2021 with reference LM 9/32/01 in brackets GD, and it has the caption Conduct of the 2022 Budget Bilaterals. And it is copied to the CEO. It's copied to all the councils. A letter dated the 8th of December, I beg your pardon, 2022 with the caption BAC/258/D addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Lands and Regional Government, Religious Affairs with the caption Submission of Approved Budget for the Fiscal Year 2023 and it's signed by Mr. Modou Jonga, CEO, Brikama Area Council, and is copied to Chairman, Brikama Area Council, Director of Finance, Brikama Area Council. All of these documents, together with a letter dated the 29th of August 2024, addressed to the Secretary, Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils, with the caption Submission of Budget Copies of Brikama Area Council for the fiscal year 2020, 2021, 2022 and 2023 are admitted in evidence. All of this are admitted in a bundle as an exhibit in evidence and marked as LGC/MJ in bracket C/BKAC/020.
As the commission pleases. Now, Mr. Jonga, the 2023 budget, was it approved by, was it endorsed by the ministry?
It was approved at the level of the General Council, and then it was taken to the ministry for a bilateral. And then, the comments and observations from the ministry were incorporated and then sent. So the cover letter sending the final copy of the approved was the one that is attached to the copy of the budget.
So, again, was it approved by the ministry?
At the bilateral, yes, but we needed to have a letter. I'm sure I will check with the office to have a copy of the letter, as it is with the other previous.
So it was not approved. It was not approved.
It was.
Okay, so you will have the letter of approval
To confirm that, yes.
You will provide the letter of approval.
Endorsement, yes.
The endorsement, yes.
Yes, sir.
When can you provide, sir?
I'll be able to do so before the end of the week.
Yes, by tomorrow. We will need it by tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
And the 2020 budget.
Yes.
We'll ask that you be given the budget. Just to ask a few questions for now. You want to guide us through what the revenue baseline was in 2020, the revenue expectation for 2020.
Sorry, Council, can you just give him one of the, because they are in a bundle, so you give him the one that you are specifically referring to.
Yes.
Yes. The estimated amount for 2020 is 86 million.
It's how much?
86 million.
86
Yes, sir.
million dollars.
Yes, sir.
How did you arrive at that figure?
If you look at the revenue projection for the fiscal year 2020,
Yes.
you have the source of revenue, which is license, trade license, rates.
Number one, you have trade license.
You have trade license, yes.
That's how much?
The actuals for trade license has at 31st August 2019 was 27,810,789.
Right.
Now the estimated figure was 35,300,000.
How did you arrive at that figure?
How do we arrive
at the estimated figure?
at the estimated figure?
300,000.
What informs the projection is the assessment that is conducted
So
for the incoming year, but also you also have to look at your actuals for the current year to be able to determine the projection for the incoming fiscal year.
What should inform the projection for a year? What should be the determining factor?
First, you have to look at the potential of the increase in the number of businesses in the incoming year.
So there has to be an assessment.
There has to be an assessment, yes.
Good. That is what we're talking about. There has to be an assessment every year. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And how is this assessment conducted?
For trade launches or for other also?
All revenue lines. How do you conduct the assessment to know how much the revenue expectation is in a given year?
Yes. Example for trade license, the license collectors will conduct assessment
Okay.
of businesses within their areas of postings.
Yes.
Basically, there are zones where they are posted to be able to determine what will be the projected figure from that zone. And those records are compiled and transmitted to the license manager, who in turn will inform, of course, the finance department through the finance manager and the director. And then these figures will be projected as we work on to develop the first draft of the budget.
And how are these records? How do you record them? Where do you have them recorded? The assessment that the collectors would do, for instance, how would you record?
In the choir books of each of the revenue collectors. Revenue collectors use the choir book to record the details of the businesses during this assessment.
So how many revenue collectors do you have in 2020?
For license?
Yeah. Where will be contained? A report sent to the finance director, global publication of report.
Physical year, let's say for license.
Yes.
Yes.
And then how do you get that information as a CEO?
I get the information when we are working on developing the budget.
So you don't assess the information, the assessment?
No, honestly, I don't.
Why won't you?
I honestly do not assess the
So where is that report from the line managers to the finance director? How many line managers do you have in 2020?
Yeah, we have a line manager for license. We have a line manager for rates and tax. We have a manager for market. We also have for value property.
That's minimum of 5 line managers.
Yes.
So you should have minimum of 5 reports.
Yes.
Do you have them? Do they exist?
I believe they should exist. I can check with the finance director.
Mr. Jonga, I mean, you have been there for how many years? 5 years?
Yes.
So you should know what really exists. What really obtained on the ground. If it doesn't exist, you just tell us.
No,
because we have interviewed these people already. They don't have this report.
Yeah, but I think
the information we have. Let me tell you outright. We have to have the cards out. Is that assessment is not conducted for a long period of time.
No, I will agree that assessment
is not conducted.
No, I will not agree with that.
Good.
Maybe the assessment is not adequately done. That I will agree. But to say assessment is not conducted, I will not.
What do you mean when you say it's not adequately done?
Because for instance, the information, let's say the informations of the areas, are questionable. You could say, I owe an areas of, let's say, $200.
Do you even have an assessment report first to start with?
Yes, like I told you, there are different revenue components.
Have an assessment report each given year? That's the first question that I have to ask.
It cannot be a yes or no for all the revenue components because
it has to be. You know why?
No, we're dealing with.
Wait a minute. It has to be. You know why? If I ask you whether you have a payroll, the first answer should be yes, we have a payroll. No, we don't have a payroll, and then you come up with the explanation. If I ask whether you have an assessment report, it's a very direct answer. It's a very specific answer. The report is a document. Does that document exist? The question should be answered with a definitive yes or no. Then you tell me why there is no report or why there is a report. Do you understand?
I understand, but
Now, do you have an assessment report for 2020?
I want you to understand my
I
position.
want you to answer the question first. Is there an assessment report for 2020?
Council, there are various revenue
Can
components.
you answer my question?
No for value properties.
No. Now go ahead with your
Now, example for value properties, you don't need an assessment report.
Okay.
You have a valuation rule that you rely on to collect.
Okay.
Now, with the other components, I could agree. Like I said, the assessment might not be very thorough, might not be adequate.
There were none. Can you provide any assessment for any revenue line? Assessment report.
I can ask. I can check with the director.
No, not ask. Don't ask. You are the one to ask. You are the CEO.
That's what I said. I'm not asking you to ask. I said I will ask.
You will?
I will ask the director of finance.
You are the one that we are asking. You're the one that is here. You're the boss driver. You're the one who drives the institution. Is that not the case?
Yes.
You have your budget approved already.
Yes.
You would have had all these things on the ground. I don't even know how the budget was approved if you can't even have an assessment. You don't have an assessment.
No, I disagree, Council. The assessments do happen. Maybe, like I said,
We need an assessment report for 2020.
We have sent the revenue projections year in, year out to the commission, and then I think I saw copies.
No, I said we need an assessment report for 2020. Is that something you can provide?
For all the revenue components?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that something you can provide? Does it exist? We need to have it by tomorrow.
I'll check with the records that we have submitted.
Mr. Jonga.
Yes, sir.
The statement is we need you to provide the revenue assessment if it exists.
I said yes. I'll check with the records
That's it.
that we submitted.
Now, it is the responsibility of the Director of Finance to conduct assessment. Is that not the case?
Yes.
Has the Director of Finance been conducting assessment for 2020 and 2021?
I would please have to confirm that, please.
Is Director of Finance here?
Yes.
Can we please call the Director of Finance? Jonga, is there an assessment report for 2020, 2021?
Again,
Were you provided with an assessment report for 2021?
I would like to confirm the records that are.
Were you provided an assessment report for 2022?
I would again like to confirm this, please.
2023?
Again, I would like to confirm this.
Is it because you don't know?
No. I would like to confirm the records that we have submitted, because I remember we were requested to submit the assessment reports, and then I was the very person who brought the records that were requested together with the finance manager.
From the finance manager?
Yes. No, I mean I submitted the records that were requested together with the finance manager. So I will have to ask for.
You were asked to provide your bank reconciliations. Did you have?
Yeah, the bank reconciliations are with the finance unit.
The finance unit.
Yes.
You have all the bank reconciliation.
Yes, although we have some. Yes.
What is the revenue baseline for 2021? Yes, Mr. Chang is here.
Good morning, witness number 2. Welcome back.
Thank you.
For continuation of your testimony before this commission of inquiry, may I remind you that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Jeng.
Good morning, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Council, you may proceed.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jeng.
Yes, sir.
We have the budgets for 2020, 2021 and 2022 and 3, I believe, admitted into evidence.
Sir.
You were there in 2020?
Yes,
When you were the finance director,
sir.
did you conduct an assessment for 2020?
2020, no.
There was no assessment.
No.
2021,
No.
2022,
No.
2023.
No.
I believe that is sufficient, Mr. Jonga. Now
Yes.
we will move to Mr. Jonga. Mr. Jang, thank you for your honesty, but you can just stay for a while. Mr. Jonga,
Yes.
now let me ask you again. You have confirmed, or we have confirmed together with the Director of Finance.
Yes.
Now, was there an assessment for 2020,
No.
2021,
No.
2022,
No.
2023?
No.
Why is that?
Well, we've earlier confirmed from the Director of Finance. Maybe he could be in a better
No,
position.
no, you are in the best position.
No, I
The
honestly.
assessment conducted by the Director of Finance should be cross-checked with you. You are the one. You are the one. You are to approve what he does.
Yes. So, but if there was no assessment done, I cannot cross-check what he does.
Mr. Jonga, I will ask the Director of Finance the questions I want to ask him. Do you understand? Now, as the CEO, do you have a responsibility for with respect to the budget?
Yes.
Do you have a responsibility with respect to assessment?
Yes.
Good. Now, I'm asking you based on those lines. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Based on your responsibility as a chief executive officer.
Yes.
If I want to ask the Director of Finance, I will do that. If I don't want to, I would not ask him. Now, the question now is, Mr. Jonga, why was there no assessment?
Yes. It's a surprising statement from the Director of Finance, because if we work on a budget for the incoming fiscal year,
Yes.
you are expected by all standards to conduct an assessment.
You asking who?
As a council, as a
Okay.
management,
Yes.
we're expected to conduct an assessment to be able to have the projected revenue for the incoming year.
Yes. Yes.
Now, in the absence of that, you just cannot have an accurate estimate of the revenue for the incoming year.
And so everything
And,
that follows suit
yeah,
is false.
yes, and all this while, my thinking, my belief was that as an assessment that informs.
Mr. Jonga, you see, again, what you should do is what Mr. Jeng is doing, accepting when you're wrong.
No,
You know, just hear me out. What you should do is not just try to be smart and try to speak and utter about 15 sentences. It would not avail you in this situation. And it just makes the situation much more sad for anybody to see you, as educated as you are, trying to provide an explanation where none exists. Mr. Jeng clearly outlined the factual situation on the ground in these years. He's been honest, regardless of the fact that there is no assessment. He's been honest. You now, I ask you, as the head of the institution, you can't submit a budget when there is no assessment. You should know better.
can you please allow me?
I have always allowed it.
Mr. Jang's statement do not totally means that I have to accept what he said. He said there was no assessment, which I agree and I respect. But again, I have the right to
But you
explain.
knew this. You knew this. The issue is not even about you.
No, I did not.
You hear me out. The issue is about you accepting when Mr. Jeng had to now tell the commission there is no assessment. The issue, just hear me out. Hear me out. The issue is you knew at the time I asked the question that there was no assessment because you were in a position to know because you were the CEO. Do you understand that?
No.
He didn't ask. He didn't ask the commission to give him time to go and cross check. He knew even if he goes, there is no assessment. He has to come back, and there is no assessment.
No, honestly, if I knew there was no assessment, there was no assessment.
That's the honesty I'm referring to. So we move.
No, I did not.
Just hear me out, Mr. Jonga. Don't let our speeches not overlap. When you speak, I don't even really cut you short. That's the reason. There's a spirit of the commission, and where you admit, everyone just have to agree, and we move on, and everything is left with the commissioners to decide. You and I know that. You and I know the rules. So that's my only issue. When I ask you questions and you know the answer, but you want to dodge and buy time, it's not going to work.
No, Council, I did not know. If I knew that there was no assessment, I wouldn't sit here and say there was assessment. I did not, prior to Mr. Jan coming here, I did not know.
Do you know what that means? If you don't know at the time that there was no assessment?
I did not, because we were given the impression.
What that means?
No.
do you know what it means when you are CEO, an experienced CEO for that matter, and highly educated individual for that matter? You know what that means? When you know it was your responsibility to know, and you now sit here and say you did not know, you do not know at the time. You know what that means?
Council, we were
No,
given.
I'm just asking whether you know what that means.
I do not know.
No, what that means is you were inefficient.
I don't.
It means you were not competent. No, I'm just saying.
I don't
I don't agree with that either. I'm just saying it suggests that you were not performing your functions well.
No, I'll have a different interpretation to that.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Now, if there was no assessment, on what basis, Mr. Jonga, did you prepare the budget?
Hello, Council, can I come in?
No, I will ask you questions and you answer here. I haven't asked you any question yet.
All right.
Yes. So on what basis were you preparing the budget?
Like we said, the finance will spearhead the preparation of the budget.
Yes.
Together with the finance unit.
Yes. Yes.
Now, if we sit and give the projections,
yes,
and then come up with strategies on how do we improve on the revenue collections for
Yes.
the incoming year, and then we do not do this in isolation of the Department of Finance.
yes,
They're involved in the process.
Yes.
The process is participatory.
yes,
So if we were just asked to work on the data that do not exist,
yes,
that was a bad thing to do, and it is terrible to realize that, in fact, we were not being given the actual figures to enable us make the projection for the incoming year.
Let me refer you to the financial manual. I think you have it.
Yes.
Page 12, section 205, where you have the page 11. Well, the role of the finance director is on page 210, section 204.
Can I please have the hard copy?
Yes, we'll request that you be given a hard copy.
So, yes.
Now it says, again, I think we've done this over and over again, but it says the data of finance as the heading. The data of finance is the head of the finance department of the council and shall be responsible for the following: overall coordination and control of the accounting functions of council. It goes on. You turn to page 11. It says he will be specifically answerable to the chief executive for the following duties. Do you see that?
Yes.
And that is the two of you sitting down. Mr. Jeng is answerable to you. But before I proceed, let me ask you, what do you understand by that?
What do I understand by what?
The statement or the law saying that he will be answerable to you to the chief executive officer for the following duties. What do you understand by that?
That's the duties that are mentioned.
That is the?
You have the duties that are mentioned, the following duties.
Yes. No, what I mean, what do you understand by the statement that he will be answerable to you? The underlying word is the answerable.
Yes.
What do you understand by it?
He reports to me in the execution of the following duties.
Yes. He reports to you. You supervise him. You look where things are going wrong, you stop. Where things are not being done in the right manner, it has to be done in the right manner. That's the answerability requirement. Correct? Do we have that same understanding?
Yes.
And it goes on. You turn to page 12. 12, you will see paragraph W. That's the last paragraph of the responsibilities of the finance director. Do you see that? Please read that.
Prepare in consultation with the chief executive the annual budget supplementary appropriation.
That he has to prepare in bracket in consultation with you.
Yes.
Not to just prepare everything and then now tell you, Mr. Jonga, the CEO, the revenue estimate or whatsoever is just $10 million this period, and you act by that on that. No. He has to do it with you. Do you see that?
Yeah, and that's why I said.
No, do you understand it that way?
Yes.
He has to do it with you, the CEO. Your approval matters, your input matters. What you say yes to or no to matters a lot. So he doesn't have an ultimate authority individually, absolute authority to just decide what the revenue baseline would be and tell you figures and you go with that to the bilaterals.
I did not say he did
I'm
that.
not saying you say that. I'm just telling you what I think I should tell you, which is that he doesn't have the ultimate power to do that.
Yeah, what I said the process is participatory, which means
It
I
is
took.
not participatory, is diluting your responsibility. When you say it's participatory, it's diluting your responsibility. It's mandatory. Your responsibility is entrenched in this law. You don't have a choice. You don't have an excuse. That's what the law says. So don't give excuses.
I'm not giving any
The
excuse.
law doesn't allow you to give excuses.
Do I give excuse here?
No, your choice of words are diluting the facts.
No.
You understand?
Any excuse here.
Now we go back to the issue. The issue is, why did you not have the budget estimate for 2020 all the way to 2023? Now that we have discussed this,
Like I said,
yes,
at the point in time, Council, I do not know that the finance department has not overseen an assessment.
because you did not sanction one.
No, of course.
Did you write a letter to Mr. Jeng requesting for the estimate?
For the assessment or for the estimate?
Assessment, sorry.
For the assessment,
Yes.
assessments are core responsibilities.
Did you write a letter, is the question, to Mr. Jeng requesting for assessment to be done because budgets will be prepared?
No.
Why?
I never knew that I needed to write a letter to instruct him to conduct an assessment, which is his primary responsibility as Director of Finance.
Did you request for the assessment?
No.
Why?
I'll go back to my same answer. I did not,
Answer
at
it.
that point in time, knew that I have to write to him for him to execute his primary function.
Did you, as at the time of preparing the budget, have an assessment report?
Mr. Jeng just confirmed that there was no assessment report.
No. Forget Mr. Jeng. I'm asking you. Did you, as CEO, as at the time of preparing the budget, have in your disposal an assessment?
At that time, my thinking was that we had
Did
records
you?
to be assessed.
Answer should be answered. The question should be answered. Then you can say whatever you want to say. Did you, in your disposal, have the assessment as at the time you were preparing the budget?
Yes. My thinking was there should have been an assessment before we
Did you, at the time that you were preparing the budget, have an assessment report with you to inform you about the decisions in relation to the budget preparation?
At hand?
Of course.
No.
Good. Did you have an assessment as at the time you submitted the budget to Ministry for approval?
Yes.
An assessment report.
Are you talking about a verbal report or a written report?
There is no verbal report, Mr. Jonga.
No.
There cannot be a verbal report here.
Council,
Listen to me. The law does not require a verbal report.
No, what I'm asking,
Do you have an assessment as at the time you submitted the budget to the ministry?
Yes, you allow me, let me explain.
Go ahead.
I keep saying the same thing. The collectors will conduct an assessment and they will transmit this assessment to the line managers. The line managers in turn will submit the same to the Director of Finance. And we will use these records to be able to do our projection for the incoming year.
Jonga,
on the basis of this, I will say yes.
Jonga, were you given an assessment report?
No.
Good. Answer. Now, Mr. Jonga, without an assessment, the figures in the budget would not be accurate, would not be a fair figure, will not be the realistic figure.
Yes.
They agree with that.
Yes.
And so every other thing that follows suit would not be really accurate.
Yes, I
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I did acknowledge the importance
agree with that?
assessment, yes.
Madam Chair, any questions regarding this?
Yes. Mr. Jonga, you have just told the commission that there were no, you and the director of finance did say that there were no assessment. What I want to find out is the Licensing Act of 2011, was it amended?
2011 for Brigama?
Yes.
20, no, we
No,
have
the
20,
Licensing Act in general, was it amended? The Licensing Act actually is 1965.
not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge.
Yeah.
You didn't know the 65
What we
Act was amended.
yeah, what we have a tariff that is gazetted, and that is what we use to collect the trade license.
Yes. So now, and you didn't bother to find out what happened to the 1965 Act and to the further amendment in 2011. Do you know what was amended in 2011?
No.
No. Now, um, the legislations I am referring to are very pivotal in how much you charge the different revenue heads from the taxpayers. You know that. Is that
Yes.
not the case?
Yes.
And if you don't know those legislations, how were you guided in the setting up of the tariffs for the purposes of collecting tax from the revenue payers?
What I didn't know about the amendments of the License Act.
Yeah, but Mr. Jonga,
Mm.
it was your responsibility to find out what the legislations are so that it could give you the legal mandate to charge people what you need to charge them. And if you recall, 2 minutes ago, lead counsel was trying to ascertain whether there have been assessments. Because without the assessments, also, you wouldn't know what would be, what is supposed to be your estimated revenue that you will get from the taxpayers. Is that not correct?
That's correct. Yes.
So would it be correct to say that the revenues from 20, you were there in 20, you started your budget in 2020, right?
Yes.
Yes. So it will be right to say that the 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023 are all estimations.
Um,
No. Answer the question first, and then you can explain.
uh,
Would it be correct to say they were all estimations
yes.
without having the proper documentations to inform the details of the budget?
Yes, the proper records. Yes, and that's why I try to emphasize that.
No, let's get the evidence clear.
Yeah.
You will be helping us, and it will also be at your credit because you cannot tell us what we don't know. It's the simple fact. So my last question is, it will be correct to say that you were just estimating the budgets.
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't know if you can allow me to
Yes,
just
yes, you
uh,
can go on.
because if you look at the second schedule in the of the local government finance and audit, so precisely explains, you know, all the taxes and the fees that can be levied by council. So it is based on this information that our tariffs are are developed and gazetted, and there's a process that you follow.
Did you do you have the gazetted tariffs
Yes,
that you worked on?
yes,
We'll need that tomorrow.
I can provide a copy.
Yes.
Yes,
Do you have it there?
yeah, it should be in my bag outside here.
Okay. Maybe when we come back from lunch break, you
Okay,
can present that to
okay,
us.
thank you.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
So, Jonga, we have the procurement file
Yes,
with respect to the procurement plan.
yes.
At what period um, do you prepare the procurement plan in a given year? Let me just give you the file. It is exhibit LJCMJ in bracket C slash BKAC slash 015. let's just start with the 2020. That should be the procurement plan. Mr. The one for 2020. Do you have it?
Earlier on, I gave a testimony. I said there was no procurement plan for 2020.
For 2020.
Yes.
2021?
Yes.
2022?
Yes.
2023?
Yes.
When was the 2021 procurement plan prepared?
Usually the procurement plan is prepared after the budget is finalized.
Yes. When?
So
When?
of
The
course,
date.
the beginning of the fiscal year.
The date. Give me the date on the document.
Well, the date we have is the submission of the plan to GPBA. So the date for the preparation is
What is the date you have on the document? We can only go by the date on the document.
I said 2021.
Date. DATE. Jonga, I told you it has to be easier to deal with you. It doesn't have to be more difficult to deal with you than the others.
Well, the date for the submission is on the 15th of January.
15th January.
Yes.
2021. The date for the 2021 budget?
The date for?
The 2021 budget?
I don't have the copy of the 2021 budget.
We have, I have it here.
Yes.
I have it. 2nd December is when you wrote to the ministry.
That's the submission.
That's the submission.
Yeah, the preparation and the submissions are different.
Okay, let me just give it to you. You can guide me accordingly. What's the date, sir?
If I had the minutes, then the minutes will be able to indicate the date of the preparations. But the date here is for the submission. So usually we go by the deadline that is provided for.
What is the date of the submission?
December.
December.
Yes.
December which year?
2020.
2020.
Yes, sir.
Now, the procurement plan has to be prepared bearing in mind what you have in the budget.
Yes.
Why is that important?
Because the budget will need to inform the procurement plan. Yes, because there cannot be any expenditure without any budgetary provisions.
Any money that is available.
Yes.
So basically, what you have in the procurement plan, was it approved for 2021?
I have the submission. I will need to confirm.
Approval.
Yeah, what we have is the
approval. Mr. Jonga, what I ask you and what you answer are usually really different. What I ask generally is very simple and direct. Do you have the approval? The answer is not what I have is this. The answer is yes, I have the approval. No, I do not have the approval. And then you can now explain other issues.
The approval copy is not attached yet. I'll have to confirm.
Was it approved? Is the question is the follow-up question. When we say the approval copy is not attached, it may suggest that there is an approval. Was it approved?
There is no confirmation of the approval here.
Was it approved?
I cannot recall, but if you could allow me.
What do you know?
Yes.
5 years of running an institution like Bikama Area Council, what do you really know?
What do I know?
Yes. What information do you have? Everything we ask, you don't have. Everything we ask you don't know.
No, I never said I don't know, I don't have. I said until I confirm. And I think you need to give me the space to confirm. I don't want to give you information.
You space to confirm.
Yes.
So you don't know whether it was approved or not.
You have to allow me to proceed and give answers. You have to give me the space.
You don't know whether it's approved or not. It's a question.
Let me say this.
Do you know whether it was approved or not?
What I know is that we submit the procurement plan to the authority for their
approval,
for their retention.
Yes.
For their retention.
For their retention.
Yes, but we do not receive any approval from the authority with respect to our procurement plan.
What do you mean for their retention? Retention suggests something different. Retention, I don't know what it means to you. It means to me that when you give me something, I retain it.
No.
What does it mean to you?
Of course, it's for them to know this is our procurement plan for the PO, for the procurement organization.
And they do what?
And of course, because they will conduct annual compliance review.
Why do you submit the procurement plan?
It's for their reference.
To do what? Should they approve it?
Well, my understanding is that
should they approve it?
No.
They should not approve your plan.
No.
So it's automatic.
No, it's not automatic, but my understanding is that you send it to them for their reference.
Is a procurement plan supposed to be approved? We can check the law, you don't know.
No.
It's not supposed to be approved.
No.
By the approving authority.
I don't think DPB is the approving authority to approve the procurement plan for the PO, for the procurement organizations.
They don't have to approve it. You just have to prepare and it's automatic.
You send it to them because what you do is that the procurement plan is informed by what is in the budget.
Now go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's what I have to say.
Good. The 2022? 2022?
Yeah, it is submitted.
It's submitted. Is it approved? Check submitted plan approval.
The same explanation as to the previous one.
Approved. 2023?
The same explanations.
Okay. So what do you have on the first two items we procured on your program plan for 2021?
We have fuel.
Yes.
And stationery.
Fuel and?
Stationery.
And stationery. What do you have for fuel? Coffee Act.
Council, can we be guided?
Yes. What do you have? I'm asking. I've already asked the question.
No,
what do you have for fuel and stationery?
The amount you mean?
The plan generally. Can you explain? Run us through the plan for fuel and stationery for 2020.
Yes, you have the description, which is fuel. You have the estimated cost.
Yes.
6.2. And then you have the procurement method.
Yes. What is the method?
The method, we have RFQ/framework.
RFQ/framework.
Framework. Yes.
Framework agreement.
Yes, sir.
Now, go ahead.
Then we have reviewed by GPPA.
You have what?
Review by GPPA.
Review by GPPA.
Yes.
What does that mean?
You have to have the procurement method approved by GPPA prior.
Have what?
You have to have your procurement method approved.
Okay.
By GPPA. So the start date for the preparation of the bid documents, and then the expected.
Hey, Mr. Jonga, you told us earlier on that GPPA need not approve. I may be wrong in getting your evidence.
Yes.
I stand to be corrected.
You're right.
You said that GPPA need not approve.
Yes.
Is that not what you said?
Yes, I said that.
And you are telling us something different now?
No, it's not. It's not different. It's not.
You see, it would make life very, very easy.
It's not different.
No, listen to me, Mr. Jonga. It would make life very easy when you desist using semantics in answering your questions. It would do all of us good if you explain direct so that everybody will understand what you're saying. Can't we may proceed?
Yes. Please, Jonga, proceed.
Yes. So, like I was saying,
Yes.
this review by GPP do not indicate that the plan is supposed to be approved by the authority. It's the procurement methods that we suggested for the
Yes.
procurement of fuel.
Yes. You may proceed.
Now you have the expected bid opening.
Yes.
Date, you have the expected date of contract signature.
Yes.
And then you have the expected contract completion.
Yes.
For stationery, you have the descriptions, A4 paper, choir books,
Yes.
carbon papers, pens, calculators, rulers, file covers,
Yes.
stapling machines, pins, sellotapes, markers, highlighters,
Yes.
stamp pads, notebooks, diaries, and envelopes. So the amount, you have the estimated cost, which is 500,000. You have the procurement method, which is request for quotation, RFQ or framework. Then you have the review by GPPA. You have the start date for the preparation of the bid documents. You have the expected bid opening. You have the expected date of contract signature and the expected contract completion.
So what did you have for fuel and stationery for 2020? The amount?
2020. Okay. Can I please have a copy of the? You mean the actual for fuel for 2020?
Yes.
Can I please have a copy?
No, I mean in the plan.
No, this is a plan for 2021. I said earlier on there was no procurement plan for
No,
2020.
for 2021. I'm sorry. I mean for 2021.
6.2.
6.2 what?
$2 million.
Is that in line with your budget for 2021?
Let me confirm that, please. Can we please have the copy of the 2021 budget, please? Yes, it's in line, 6.2 million.
How much did you spend for fuel and stationery in 2021? Yes. Do you know how much you've spent in
Yeah,
2021 for?
for 4,096,000, but the actual is has at
Mr. Jonga, that would not be correct.
July 2021.
You know, fuel alone, you have spent more than $1 million in a month.
No,
You
no, that
can't.
is not correct.
Okay, that's fine. Now, how much did you spend on fuel and stationery altogether in 2021?
Okay, for fuel, that's the figure that is the actual has at 31st July. So give me let me check for
Yes, give us a figure altogether, the amount you've spent.
No, let me just ask,
Yes.
Mr. Jonga. Mr. Jonga,
yes,
the 2021 budget you gave us,
yes.
would it be correct to say that the budget is poorly prepared? Because this is not a budget that when somebody picks the budget, understands what is your revenue. Because if you look at it, there is no summary and overview of what your revenue lines are correctly and your expected total income and your expenditures as per quotas or however you have decided to to state it in the budget. There is nothing indicative here in these documents that you sent to us that we admitted this morning. Is that correct?
Well, the budget that I have here has a budget summary,
Okay,
budget overview here.
yes, we will go through that.
Yes, it also have the estimated revenue projection
Yes, we will
and
go
the
through.
establishment details.
We will go through that, and I will take you through as to why I said this budget is very poorly prepared, and this is what the ministry approved for you to work on as your document.
The ministry endorses the general.
This one.
Yes.
All right. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, please proceed with the information you were giving us.
So. The stationery is 537,372.
Okay. And that'll be altogether how much?
Five, 37, 37, 37, 3, 37, 37, 2. Thank you. $4 million. 4,633,372.
And fuel.
Yes, both stationery and fuel.
And fuel. Now let me ask Dr. Jonga as well. Some Jeng. Dr. Jeng, can you run us through the expenditure for fuel alone in 2021? Use the microphone, please.
For fuel alone, the
Yes.
actual.
Yes, what you've spent on fuel alone in 2021.
No, I don't have it with me, but the estimate is stating as at 31st of July.
But you don't have it with you here.
Right now, no.
When can you provide us with the information?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Please do that. Please come back tomorrow and provide us with the. Use the microphone, please.
Okay.
Yes. Provide us with the your expenditures for 2021 on fuel and stationery and also in line with the procurement plan for 2021. You understand? Yes. And unless there are other questions for this witness, Mr. Jeng, I will move to also release Mr. Jeng for today,
Yes.
and he comes back tomorrow.
Yes, Mr. Jeng. Um, we will we will release, we will discharge you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Now, sorry, excuse me. Council, did you say you are done with Mr.
No, Jeng only.
Mr. Jeng? All right. Okay, Mr. Jeng, you can leave. Now, I just want to ask Mr. Jonga to help us understand the 2020 budget. What was your estimated revenue for 2020?
Can I please have a copy of the? $86 million.
86 million?
Yes, ma'am.
That is as of the 31st of December. Is that as of 31st of December 2020?
The projected revenue for 2020.
Yes, as of December 2020. From January to December 2020.
Yeah, that's the projected revenue.
Yes.
January to
You said that is how much?
86 million.
86 million.
Yes.
Mr. Jonga, are you sure it is 86 million that you have in your budget?
Sorry,
I said, are you sure it is 86 million you have in your budget?
the projection, yes.
Now, where did you get the 126,575 from?
In what part of the budget?
2020.
In what part of the budget, please?
Now, let's hold that now for now. Now, give me your total revenue for license for 2020. Total earnings.
The actuals for license. The actuals for license for 2020.
Yes.
Can I please have a copy of the 2021?
Given the 2020 budget.
Yeah, you cannot see the actual for 2020 in the 2023 budget. You can see the actuals in the next year.
The 2021.
Yes. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Jonga, please guide us through for the 2020 because I believe that I have copied the exhibit that you are having now. So let me just take you um, because the 2020 that you submitted to us, the 2021 that you submitted to us, right?
Yes.
You have the details of the establishment, is that correct?
Yes.
Then after that, you have the budget overview and summary. You have said your budget, your revenue that you're going to earn in that year is going to be 130 million, 840 1,210. Is that correct? That is for the taxes that you are going to collect. Is that correct?
Yes. taking into account the 25% development budget support.
No, I have not seen that one reflected anywhere. Until I see it, then I would. But you are saying tax. You are going to collect 130,000 840,210. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you said your recurrent expenditure will be 36,541,994. Is that correct?
Yeah. The estimated
And
expenditure.
your goods and services will be 19,886,387.
Yes.
And your transfers and subsidies will be 800,000.
Yes.
Right? And you said your capital expenditure from this 130,840,210 would be 73,611,829. Is that correct?
Yes. These are the projections.
I am just asking you, just answer the question. Council, you may proceed. We will get into the details of the budget.
Let me ask that you be given the 2020 audit report from the National Audit.
I have a copy. I can check.
You have a copy. Okay, so the 2020 audit report, when it comes to your general expenses, I probably will find it on page 20. You'll have a column for general expenses. Do you see that?
Sorry, a few seconds. Let me check.
It is with respect to the on page 16, Brikama Area Council notes to the revenue and expenditure statement for the year ended 31st December 2020. Do you have that?
What page? Sorry, what page?
That will be on page 16.
16. Okay.
With the heading Brikama Area Council notes to the revenue and expenditure statement for the year ended 31st December 2020.
Yes.
You have that.
Yeah, I have that. Yes.
Good. And if you turn, there's the revenue column for 2019. Now, if you turn to page 17, you'll have your other income, your interest and dividends, your office of the chairman expenses, right?
Yes.
You have administration.
Yes.
On page 18, you have finance department expenses
Yes.
for 2019 and 2020.
Yes.
Correct? Accurate?
Yes.
Market, you have 2019 and 2020. Security, license, rates, and taxes.
Yes.
Page 19, you have internal audit department's expenditure.
Yes.
The procurement unit.
Yes.
Environment, health, and sanitation.
Yes.
Mechanics.
Yes.
Planning and development.
Yes.
Utilities.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
20, you have wares and maintenances. General expenses. So where you have general expenses, you will see for entertainment in 2020, you have $20,100. Is that correct, sir? Is that in line with what you have?
The general expenses?
Yes, for 2020. What you have spent for 2020. Is that not the case?
How much is that you said?
How much do you have for entertainment for general expenses?
20,100.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have the various columns: contribution to national function, voluntary organization, contribution to TC2, youth development, local government association. You have fairs, you have disaster relief, impressed, religious affairs,
Yes.
VDC, WDC expenditures, refreshment,
Yes.
COVID-19 miscellaneous expenses,
Yeah.
staff ID, legal cost. You guys paid legal fees in 2020?
Do we pay legal fees?
You have paid legal fees in 2020?
Yes.
To
Dandemayo.
Dandemayo.
Yes.
Uniforms, advertisement, postage, overseas conference, training, office rent, honorarium, vehicle license, insurance, and road tax. And for fuel, what do you have?
We have 9.1.
Louder, please.
9.1.
That's really different from what you have told us that you spent in 2020. When I asked you, you said 4 million.
No, the formula I gave you, I said it has at 31st July. Has at 31st July. So this estimate is.
This is the problem. When I ask you questions, I ask you questions in relation to very specific issues. I said, how much have you spent in 2020? Far more than what you have in your budget, far more than what you have in your procurement plan.
You referred me to the budget.
You agree with that?
Yes, I agree. What is budgeted
What
for?
you gave me was not a true reflection of what you've spent in 2020.
No, what I gave you is the actual for hazard 31st
There's
July.
nothing like as of 31st July. 2020 is 2020. The year
You know, sometimes when we are working on the budgets, you might not have the actuals for.
no, you whether they
Let me conclude before you conclude.
go ahead.
I think it's fair as well.
Go ahead.
So what I read for you is the actuals has at 31st July, and you asked why do we have to have actuals? I said at the time we are preparing this budget, you don't have the actual figures for the expenditures in a given year.
Now let's leave that. Let's leave that. It's not even important.
No, it is important for
Mr.
me.
Jonga, how much did you spend on fuel in 2020?
I think that point is important for me to put across. I think it's important. You need to allow me to state that.
Go ahead.
It is. We will put the actual has at July at the time when we are preparing the budget.
Yes.
So if you should ask me what is the actuals for fuel in the budget, then I will refer to that figure. But if you ask what is the actual expenditure of fuel from January 1st January to 31st December, of course I will refer to the audited financial statement, and that's what we are doing here.
How much have you spent on fuel in 2020?
9,100,000. The budget is 6 million.
For fuel?
Yes.
Fuel alone?
Yes, sir.
How much do you have for stationery? In the budget? You gave us the figure at some point. You said about 500,000 or thereabout.
No, that is for 2021. You're talking about 2020 now.
Okay, 2020 years.
Yes. That's 2 million.
You have for stationery?
2 million, yes, 2020.
Yes, let me, from the document that is given to you, can I please check the 2 million you are quoting? $2020, where is it? Where did it say it? Six. 20.
May I proceed?
Yes, please. Please proceed.
Now for the 2 million spent on printed and stationery, do you have the delivery notes for these expenditures? Younger.
Sorry, let me check.
All right.
It is a budget, so we can only find out the actuals in
Yeah,
2021.
yes. What has been spent as per the audit report says $2 million for 2020 expenses.
The audited financial statement.
2020, yes, you can confirm what you've seen that?
Sorry, few minutes.
It's on the same page. You will find the
Yeah,
figure.
yes,
$2 million. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
now asking, do you have the delivery notes for this?
I don't think we have deliveries note for all the stationaries.
Right. How would we know that this money has actually been spent on stationery?
Yeah, in the absence of a delivery note, it will be difficult to ascertain that.
Yeah, so it remains a mere figure. Monies that has been um, classified as expenditure or expenses without ever anyone knowing whether in fact it didn't go to individuals' pockets or it has actually been spent on the items that had been identified as expenditure.
Yeah, the delivery notes are
So how would we know? You were supposed to have an expenditure statement. Do you have one?
the expenditure statement.
Yes, the financial manual requires that you have expenditure statements for all expenditures. Do you have one?
I can confirm with the director of
No, you
finance.
have already answered this before. You said no. We had gone through it. The finance director confirmed there are no expenditure statements.
That's correct then.
That's correct. So see, this is the problem. This is very correct. We don't have it. So this 2 million, can you just justify it as expenditure?
Yeah, in the absence of the delivery notes, it will be difficult to.
So you cannot justify the $2 million, but you have it as expenses. Has left the bank or the vault or wherever it was. You are the chief custodian of the finances. Together with the director of finance, we have a $2 million we can't account for.
Now, in the absence of that, I could say these are expenses for on stationery, but like I said, in the absence of the delivery notes, you cannot ascertain that. But the fact that you don't have delivery notes do not mean that this procurement did not take place.
Yes, yes, you have the lubricants. Lubricants were purchased $262,805 in 2020. Do you have the delivery notes for this?
Delivery notes are important. I
Do you have?
also do not think we have
You don't have them.
delivery notes for the entire amount. I don't think so.
Yes, you've had a transport refund of $653,300 in 2020. Do you have the necessary vouchers for this amount?
Yeah, usually we do hiring and then we raise.
Do you have the necessary vouchers for this amount?
I should be able to check and confirm.
Do you have them to back this figure up?
I should be able to. Let me take note of that. I should be able to.
Okay,
confirm.
but we have marked that you don't have the printed and stationery. You can't prove this amount. You have marked the issue of lubricants.
Yeah, I could check and ask, but I doubt whether if we will have every single delivery note for every procurement.
We know it does not exist, and you have said it doesn't exist. So we know as well for setup, you've spent $2,977,474 on setup in 2020. What did you spend this money on?
So usually it's the dump site clearing. It doesn't necessarily have to be, let's say only let's say the settle. Sometimes you have communities or community-based organizations or voluntary youth organizations that will engage the council with regards to them conducting cleanup exercises.
So we need the corresponding vouchers for this for this setup that you spend this amount on.
This amount also will include the expenditure on the clearing of illegal dump sites.
We need all the vouchers that you have that you want to rely on in relation to the setup. The hiring of vehicles, $3,925,394. Do we need the corresponding vouchers for this amount? But this amount has already been spent, correct?
Yes.
There should be vouchers for this. Is that not the case?
Yes.
Good. We need that. Loan repayment, the amount is almost $10 million. It's $9,832,459 is 30 bucks. We will need the corresponding documents in relation to the loan and its repayment. Correct?
Yes, sir.
You have vehicle license, insurance, and road tax. For all the payments on license, vehicle license, insurance, and road tax, $395,397.92. We need the documents in support in relation to this amount.
Sorry, what's that again? Road tax.
Yeah, vehicle license,
Vehicle
insurance, and road tax, $395,397.92 is being said to have been spent in 2020 on this. We need all the relevant information in relation to the license, insurance, and road tax paid. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Uniforms as well. We needed the procurement documents in addition to the uniforms and the corresponding vouchers. Advertisement, the same goes. So for all the expenditures for 2020, we need the corresponding documents and vouchers for 2020 expenditures. That goes to $38,593,682.29 bucks. And this again will applies to the finance director. We will call him as well for the same procedure, Mr. Jonga.
Yes, let me just ask.
Yes.
Mr. Jonga, please check your 2020 budget that we were looking at. For honorarium,
Yes.
there is no figure attached there too. An honorarium was being paid. Did you see that?
So, not yet. Sorry, I'm going to.
Go to the documents you gave
Yeah,
to us. The pages are not numbered.
On the administration.
Fifth page, that is the sixth page.
Yes, on the administration.
Yeah. That is under goods and services. You have official travel, you have honorarium, you have local government service commission.
It falls under administration, yes. You have basic services, allowances, goods and services.
Sorry?
I have seen it. It falls under administration. You have the basic salaries, allowances to the
Figure attached to it as per the budget
for the year,
contained here.
for the year 2020.
Yeah. And honorarium was being paid. How did you do that?
Yes, that is correct here. Let me check the 2021.
So if you go back to the summary.
Yes.
For this one, I haven't seen the summary, but let me take you to the 2021 summary. The one dated 14th May 2021, where you have the budget overview and summary. You could see that
2021.
yes.
Yes.
You could see that the budget overview or summary is not conclusive. Is that correct?
The budget overview summary.
If you go to net surplus, you have the financing where it's stated borrowing, overdraft, new rates or base, and then you do not have balanced budget. Is it correct when you prepare a budget you wouldn't have that reflected
It should have.
in your overview and summary?
Yeah, you need to have a balanced budget. It should have been.
Elements that I have highlighted, it's not true that you have to have them contained and explained in your overview and summary.
Yes.
So would I be correct again to say that the budget is poorly prepared?
Yes.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Can I say this? You talked about the honorarium. So the actual for honorarium has at August 31st for
That's August, because what we are looking at here at page 6 of the 2020 budget is that there is no figure reflected under its column to show that this is what is budgeted for the payment of honorarium.
yeah, which I agree.
And fail to do that. Where do you want the explanation to come from? Because on this budget, there is no explanatory notes attached to this budget.
Yes.
So therefore, you cannot know where you are taking the money from.
Yes. In the absence of explanation, no, you cannot accept that.
Council, you may proceed.
So we move to the 2021, which we discussed briefly earlier with respect to what you have for fuel. Can you please make reference to your budget for 2021?
Yes, 6.2 million.
For 2021,
Yes, sir.
what do you have in the procurement plan for 2021?
The same amount, 6.2.
How much did you spend in 2021? You will see it in the audit report of 2021.
7.6.
That's 10 million.
That's what?
10,968,891 dollars is 31 crores. In 2020, you spent 9 million plus. In 2021, close to 11 million dollars.
I don't get that clearly.
The expenditure for 2021,
Yes.
when it comes to fuel, you can check it in the audit report for 2021. On page 39, you will have the Primary Council notes to the revenue and expenditure statement for the year ended 31st December 2021. Do you have that?
Yes.
And you turn to page 43, you will see how much was spent on the general expenses.
Yes, it's 7 million I have here.
What I have here is $10 million. You have entertainment, 377,740. Contribution to national function, $845,850. Voluntary organization, $352,000. This goes on. Do you have are those figures the same what you have?
So
Otherwise, we advise that you be given
yes, please.
the copy as admitted from the audit, national audit office. Yes, sir.
Yes, let me have that copy. It's okay. I have it. You said 2021, right?
Yes.
On the general expenses.
Yes. Do you see the figure 10,966,891 is 31 buttons?
What you said? Page what? 40.
Page 43.
Okay. It's few minutes. Yes.
Yes.
So yes.
You spend, let's say, about 4,968,000, 4.9 excess of what you have budgeted for and what is in your procurement plan. Why is that?
Usually the procurement plan is not is flexible. I don't know whether we have revised the procurement plan accordingly or the budget accordingly. That I cannot confirm here.
What should you do when you want to spend in excess of your budget?
Yeah, you need to revise both your budget and also your procurement plan.
Was that done?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
That was not done.
Yes.
And the procurement plan was not updated, was not reviewed.
At this point, I cannot
No,
confirm.
it was not reviewed. That's this fact. It was never reviewed. And so, on what authority were you doing this expenditure?
Well, it was wrong if the plan was not reviewed and the budget was not revised accordingly.
Yeah. So all these expenditures would have been unlawful. Then you have to spend within the budget.
Yes, it is. It is not an eligible expenditure.
So it's an unlawful expenditure.
Um, Again, I would respectfully differ. Like I said earlier on.
Is it a lawful expenditure?
No.
So which means it is the opposite.
Yes,
which is unlawful.
I would like to explain that.
You can go ahead.
Yes. Example, like I said, if you spend well on on your service trucks
Yes.
over the course of the year, and then they are engaged, of course, in service provisions.
Yes.
I do not think, although the procedures are wrong, but I don't think one can classify that expenditure as an illegal expenditure.
Printing and stationery, you have these delivery notes to back up your expenses for printing and stationery.
I cannot confirm whether we have delivery notes for oil procurement. No.
And the amount is $717,628.50. The same goes to lubricants that were said to have been purchased. The amount is $100,000. No delivery notes to back up this.
Yeah, we might not have all the delivery notes to support the purchase of this lubricant.
Because you have to have an examination and receipt committee that receives all these goods when they are delivered.
Yeah, we have this committee in place. But example,
you don't have them in Bricam.
We have.
You don't. Give me the list. You have to appoint them. Who did you appoint in 2021?
Few minutes. Let me show you who I appointed.
If you give me names, I will request for appointment letters as well.
We started having this committee in place in 2020.
2020?
In December, yes.
Okay. In 2021, who do you have?
Okay, this one. The same members that we appointed in 2021 continued. In 2020 December continued as members of the Receipt and Examination Committee in 2021.
This individual.
First, we have Espadera. He is late.
Okay. Where are you reading from?
For my records.
What records are you reading from? We need those records. Records you want to rely on should really be available to the commission.
I will do that. I will gladly provide this to the commission.
So if you give us the names first, and then you can now provide us with the Keba
Espadera.
Keba Espadera.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Honorable Ismail Abaji.
Yes. Go ahead.
Mr. Mafuji Kante.
Mafuji Kante.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mohamed Lamin Mendy.
Mohamed
Lamin Mendy.
Mohamed Mendy.
Mohamed Lamin Mendy, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that all?
I think we have one more councillor, but I need to confirm the records and provide.
Were they given appointment letters?
Yes.
Do you have them?
Yes, I have the copies of.
Can you provide them?
Yes.
You know what the compliance review for 2021 says? The compliance review says something different from what you are saying. That is a 12th December 2022 dated compliance review addressed to you, the Chief Executive Officer. Compliance review for the year ended 31st December 2021. It says on the issue regarding the examination and receipt committee that the compliance, Brikama Area Council did It says you did comply with exemption and executive committee. Mr. Jonga,
Yes.
you and I know you did not comply with this
No,
provision.
we contested this. We contested this finding that there is no receipt and examination committee
No,
in place.
no, they are even agreeing with you. They said you had one.
Yeah, we had one.
Now you are saying you contested it. You see?
Yeah, no, we contested it in the draft, and that is why they came up with the final copy.
No, they're saying you have one.
Yes, I'm saying there is the matter in the draft.
I am saying you don't have one.
No, we have one, Council.
Okay, fine.
The records are here.
Okay, we will request all the appointment letters
Yes.
for these individuals. You are in from 2020,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So you said it goes all the way to 2021.
Yes.
Okay, we will need the documents required.
Yeah.
So, but if you have that committee, but that committee should really do their job. Their job is to make sure they verify every expenditure, every good or goods that are supposed to be delivered to the to the to the institution
Yeah.
must be examined and received accordingly.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
Why is it important to have an examination as a committee?
No, it is absolutely very important because the committee will have to examine the goods that are received
Yes.
and determine whether if the specs of the goods are in line with what we actually requested.
If there are defects,
They will mark them as rejected.
and then probably the goods will be rejected accordingly.
Yes.
If they're in line,
Then we can proceed.
and you will sign the delivery notes as usual
Yes.
to show evidence of it being received and delivered
Yes.
accordingly.
Yes. The committee actually they have been active with major cases. Example, if we are to procure ICT equipment and then let's say furnitures for the new building and other major procurement. But let's say in the case of lubricants, they have not been dealing with that part, and maybe
I don't think the law kind of really provides a distinction between minor and major expenses.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no distinction.
Yes, I agree.
Because of the fact that strict adherence to the procurement regulation is important.
Yeah, I just
Accountability.
it is important to have this committee looks at all the procurement. For example, for the lubricants,
Yeah.
sometimes they might just need, let's say, 5 liters of a lubricant for a vehicle that got stranded, in the field, or we might only need 2 packets of A4 papers, for office use. So the committee will necessarily not meet all those standards.
If it is prepared in accordance with the procurement regulation, you endorse or approve the procuring of, let's say, stationery worth $100,000 or even $50,000, and you don't know whether they are delivered or not. And someone somewhere wants to benefit. They have an issue that they want to solve, their own private issue. They scam the system through this process. How would we know whether the money that was withdrawn from the bank or through your cash, the cash you have in the office? How do you know whether it's spent on the right in the right manner?
I can testify that the procurement of stationaries are usually not above 25,000. Usually, like
just giving you an example.
Yes.
Conducting procurement without having evidence of what is procured is open to fraud.
I agree, and I agree with that position. But I'm just telling you the scenarios. Last time when I was testifying here, I think I did mention the fact that you did ask why do we have increased number of single source procurement, and I explained situations to you. Sometimes we will be in a difficult situation financially, and then you have only few suppliers who will.
No, it's different. It's different.
No. Let me come in there.
Go ahead.
So who will be willing to give you goods on credit?
Yes.
And then now with regards to this particular issue, example lubricants. Sometimes you have a vehicle that will need only 5 liters, and you could take this 5 liters on credit, and then provide the lubricants to the vehicle to continue service. And sometimes you might only need 2 A4 packets to be for office use, which are of course not procured.
So why is it difficult to have the goods received notes or the delivery notes?
No, it is something that
Is there any difficulty in
no difficulty, absolutely, no difficulty.
So if you do, that's my question.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my point. If you don't have them, and money is said to have been expended on these issues, on these items, or these goods, how would anyone know?
Yeah, I understand your position. Of course,
It's open to fraud.
yes, there's no difficulty, and that's why we've gone further to in 2021. I think to be precise, we started having a storekeeper that will be responsible for.
No, Mr. Jonga, it has gone all the way to 2023 when you left. All the way when you left, that has been. When we come back, we go to the budget, and I'll ask you the same question, the same procedure. We'll do the same drill. You will tell me that you don't have the good SIF notes or the good SIF notes for these items. You can't. You can't back up what is said to have been withdrawn from the accounts. You can't back that up.
Yeah, I think, Councillor.
You understand?
Yes, in the absence of the good delivery notes, you cannot. But actually, this procurement do take place, and
In
then
the absence of the good delivery notes,
you cannot assert it. I agree with that.
that's it.
Yes.
In the absence of the good delivery notes, it cannot be said. It cannot be agreed that the money has been spent on what it is supposed to be spent on. And so it can also be reasonably inferred that someone somewhere is benefiting.
Yeah,
Because you have opened now the floodgate for anybody to have the perception that someone somewhere is benefited from this money, because we don't know $2 million is spent on stationery. If it is that easy, then there's no accountability. Anyone could just write any amount. This year, 2 million on stationery. Next year, 10 million on stationery, depending on how much the individual who is benefiting dares to.
Yeah, but that is a reasonable conclusion. Yeah, and I understand it's a reasonable conclusion.
Exactly.
But as head of the PO, I differ with that position.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jonga. Thank you very much, Chairperson and Commissioners. Leave this time for breath.
Mr. Vice. It's not okay. I want this file. Launch for it.
Nala mulu sulobe kankatola Kombori el Mario jatobe kankatola Ani tuste la jamni Kombori el nata Tuste la jamni Kombori el nata Sana nala mulu sulobe kankatola Kombori el Mario jatobe kankatola